speaking of new, fresh experiences, I was delighted when I heard you had a new project, Black Sky Research, come out, and then you dropped 2 new tracks, Light Up the Sky and Transmit. Absolutely love it. I want to know more. How did this come about?
Well, to be honest, like I'd kind of been done with rock music for a little while. Like, and I don't mean that in the sort of dramatic, never going back to it sense, but just that, like, I became acutely aware that I'd spent a hell of a lot of my life kind of fixated and obsessed with this genre, which, don't get me wrong, is a wonderful, wonderful place. But I started expanding my sort of feelers a little bit into the rest of the musical world. And I was like, do you know what? I've spent so much time here and there's so much else out there that I'm just going to give rock and alternative kind of vibes a break for a while and just give my ears this new sense of musicality and what music can entail, you know. And so I'd been doing that for a while, I guess. And then a friend of mine who owns the studio where Mallory recorded our last record, he got in touch with me about a friend of his who had put some tunes together and was interested in getting a singer on them. And I'd had a few people message and email and things in the past about stuff, and I was like, you know, I'll have a listen, but I'm not kind of investing myself, kind of thing. And I put these tunes on that obviously Luke, who is also in Black Sky, had put together, and I put them on, and I went for a kind of walk, and I had a listen, and I was hooked, man. Like, the tunes like were really slapped. Like, you know, when I always think, especially with rock music, like when a song can kind of keep you, even though there's no lyrics and vocals and stuff on it, I always think that's kind of magic.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rock by numbers these days, and the fact that he'd kind of really created this soundscape, and sort of it worked so well without a vocalist. I kind of thought, oh man, maybe it's time just to kind of play around and see what we can create with this stuff, you know. And yeah, that was the kind of start of it, really. I was introduced to Luke and digitally the rest of the boys in the band, and from there we kind of began to create this new little EP that we've got together.
Yeah.
That is Black Sky Research.